Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yeshai, Bashim Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen, but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as are the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalia, and I'm from GMS Jamaica Kingston Camp. And this video is about the World War III prophecy and Russia and America. Okay? And NATO, actually. All of it. So here we have from Newsweek.com an article that says Russia issues ominous warning about war with NATO. And it reads, Sergei Ryabkov, Russia's deputy foreign minister, has issued an ominous warning about a possible armed conflict between Moscow and NATO member states during an interview with the Russian daily newspaper Izvestia, published on Wednesday. Russian officials have routinely insinuated that Russia could attack NATO members for providing Ukraine with assistance in the ongoing war. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev said in December 2022 that such countries could be legitimate military targets. Ryabkov was asked whether he expects an armed conflict between Russia and NATO in the future, should relations remain as strained as they are now. It depends on the North Atlantic Alliance. NATO has a choice. As we already demonstrated, we are ready to protect our national interests by all means, said Ryabkov. Ryabkov said it would be a dangerous path to encroach endlessly on Russia's interests and said that the people who continue to test our strength, they must have believed that there was no limit to their own rate-raising game, but they may find themselves among the total losers in this arena. The deputy foreign minister said he does not think that relations between Russia and NATO will be restored in the foreseeable future. This is excluded for reasons of both principle and practicality. If anyone in the West thinks that we need these relationships and at some point we will come and ask for their restoration, this is a big mistake, said Ryabkov. Okay, so precept, all right, because a lot was said there, and it is indeed true, man. Russia has a spirit upon them that they're ready to go to war, okay? And this is in the scriptures. And in regards to the relationship between Russia and NATO, which, is in conjunction to America, they don't care about forming a relationship with them because they already have their own allies. So we need to tap into Ezekiel chapter 38 to see what's going on with that regarding biblical prophecy. So it says in Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 1, And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. That's talking about the Russians. And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, talking about Russia still. And I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. So Yahweh Shemishai is going to be putting a spirit upon the Russians to go to war. Even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. A great company meaning allies. Persia, who are known today as the Iranians, who are the biblical Elamites, okay? And those same biblical Elamites are actually also what the world knows as the Indians today, the East Indians over there in India. They're the same people, okay? Ethiopia and Libya, which are talking about Africa, and this is referring to the biblical Hamites, okay? That's what the so-called Africans are. With them, all of them with shield and helmet. So these are allies, all right? Iran, the African nations, and India. You can look at the BRICS to see who would be allied with Russia. Okay, and you can also look at interpersonal relations when you do a research between Russia and certain countries. All right, China is included as well. So those are allies that Russia has built relationships with, and so they feel that they are at a strong position against NATO and America. Gomer and all his bands, the House of Togarmah, the North bands and all his bands, and many people with thee. And this in verse 6 is talking about Turkey. Now, Turkey, let me just reconfirm. Okay, right. So Turkey is a part of NATO, but according to the European Union, they are not a part of the EU, but they're still a part of that alliance. Hold on. Let me see if, because not all members that are part of NATO are part of the European Union. Czechia. I don't know what Czechia is. Okay. Right. So Turkey is currently allied with NATO, but right now it has been quite hot where in regards to biblical prophecy where you can see that Turkey is turning against its own allies. Currently, Turkey is against the state of Israel, which means that Turkey is against America. Turkey has criticized its own allies within the NATO as to what's going on. You can see the dissension happening where well, I can see clear as day Turkey moving over and joining forces with Russia and her allies. So this is the spirit that the Lord is going to be putting on that nation, man. All right, and I confirm. You have to confirm because some, as I think I said it before, how this brain works. Not all NATO members are a part of the European Union, and NATO is known as, in Revelation chapter 17, NATO is the beast that the whore rideth, and the whore is America, and the 10 horns that it talks about is the European Union. All right. Anyway, it says the deputy foreign minister said he does not think that relations between Russia and NATO will be restored. All right. The Kremlin has repeatedly accused members of NATO of becoming involved in the conflict in Ukraine by sending Kiev weapons, providing its troops with training, and assisting with military intelligence. Ryabkov said he believes relations between Moscow and Washington have deteriorated to such an extent that its rupture is possible, but said if this happens, it will be because of the decisions and the actions of the White House. The minister repeated the Kremlin line that the West is waging a hybrid war against Russia. And keep in mind, this is talking about the Ukraine situation still. So you have Russia, in the mix of that with America and NATO, right? And then you have the thing over there with the state of Israel, who America defends, okay? And the whole Hamas thing, and then they're talking about blaming Iran about that. So you can see this World War III tension building, okay? But we are ready for them. If this is Washington's choice, we will take note of it and take appropriate countermeasures, warned Rebkov, meaning that they're ready to fight. We will not allow people to talk to us in a mentoring, commanding manner as is customary in Washington. Let me emphasize once again, we use the entire arsenal of means at our disposal in order to ensure our interests. Those are the arsenal, as I interpret it, is that they will do whatever it takes, right? And that includes these ICBM missiles that they have created, right? That they have, okay? They are going to use it against America. Okay, let me just finish reading it up. Let me emphasize once again, we use the entire arsenal of means at our disposal in order to ensure our interests. If diplomatic relations fall out of this arsenal of means because of the United States, then this is Washington's choice, he added. Okay, so an arsenal is going to be used against them, right? In the scriptures, it talks about the Medes, which is referring to Russia, right? And This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes, talking about the Russians, against them we shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Okay? So they're not going to care about any of that. Once the Lord put the Spirit upon them, they're not going to care about that. Their bows, which is talking about the ICBM missiles, also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Right. Once Russia is ready to shoot those missiles at America, they don't care what happens. They don't care about who dies. They don't care about nothing. Okay? And Babylon, which is talking about America here, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellencies shall be as when Yahweh Shemishai overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, because America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. All right. Jeremiah 51 and verse 11. Make bright the arrows, talking about the ICBM missiles. Gather the shields. The Lord Yahweh hath raised up the spirits of the kings of the Medes, talking about Russia. For his device is against Babylon, talking about America, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple, right? So here it is again. They're going to be using that arsenal, all right, which are the missiles. They're not going to tarry using it or anything like that. The Lord's simply going to put the Spirit upon them, right? Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14 talks about the World War III prophecy. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And indeed, okay, we're in that time, man, where the Lord is getting ready to bring this all about. And in the Apocryphal, it talks about it as well. It is the interpretation. In 2 Ezra chapter 13 and verse 31, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. So this is talking about World War III. They go into war, and they're going to be gathered, as it says in Joel chapter 3 and verse 9, that they shall be gathered to the valley of Jehoshaphat to be judged, all these heathen. And as you can see, Russia is an Edomite-led nation. NATO is led by Edomites. The European Union is led by Edomites. America is led by Edomites. These are the so-called white people, and they're at war at each other in their own kingdom, right? And the scriptures say that if Satan be divided, Mark chapter 3 and verse 26, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but at an end, right? So they don't have no harmony in their kingdom, and they're completely divided under their own rulership. These Edomites are these so-called white people. So their kingdom has an end, you know? So anyway, that's just another update on World War III prophecy. With that, all praise is going and honor to Yahweh Shemishai Bashim Kakodesh. Shalom.